All right, guys. So, Stefan's got some news about the Pentagon leaks. He's got my palms sweating, my heart racing. He's got me really just ready to go. So, I haven't given myself any spoilers to this season. Don't worry. This is a live reaction. He's only given me a couple clue-ins that has to do with the internet and Gen Z, I think, right? You said like our generation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, that sounds like a.
I can't wait to let this out. Just know, everything I say here is 100% factual. I'm not joking. I will let you know when I start cracking jokes, okay? I'm being 100% serious.
All right, if you're going to crack jokes, I guess that my life's not in danger, but I'm still nervous to hear what you have to say.
No, your life's not in danger at all. It's just...
Oh, okay.
It's
so
just...
This is just like a monolithic embarrassment, you're saying?
Yes. We look like a bunch of idiots again. Like, as per usual. Okay, so...
Okay.
So as you know, the Pentagon got leaked. Everyone thought it was a whistleblower, and a lot of stuff came out, like information about spies around the world that belong to America, information about Ukraine's plans for war against, I think, Ukraine and us, but it might just be against Ukraine. I mean, it might just be Ukraine against Russia, is what I mean. But
yeah, well, that was the plan.
It's not about what came out. It's about how it got leaked. Now, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just reposition myself.
I'm saying this with a 100% straight face, okay? I know I joke a lot over the years. I know I can be a funny man. But I'm being 100% serious. Because this is a very serious topic.
Give me a sec. Drinking.
Okay.
I'm drinking with two hands because Stefan has got my hands a little shaky, got me a little nervous here.
It's nothing like you're not in danger, but you're probably going to be very angry or disappointed. It's like the biggest blunder of all of you. It's America's biggest blunder in history, besides slavery and fucking.
Besides Vietnam was pretty bad.
Besides every war we've been a part of, actually. And besides stealing from Native Americans, it's a bigger blunder than those, though.
Okay.
Okay. So. Okay. So as you know, things got leaked.
Yeah.
It's not about what got leaked, really. It's about how it got leaked.
Okay.
This man was in a Discord server.
Oh no.
Called Thug Shaker Central.
That's a really bad start.
Let me calm down. This man, 21 years old, was in a Discord server called Thug Shaker Central.
It starts here.
I'm sad. I'm fucking crying already. I'm literally crying already. Oh my fucking god. Here. Thug Shaker Central is the name of the Discord server.
Back your mic up just a little bit.
Thug Shaker Central is the name of the Discord server.
Okay.
A 21-year-old man was in there, and they were all like flexing about shit they had or whatever. And this guy's like, "Oh, you're all losers. I got access to military data at the top." And they're like, "No, you don't. You're a little cuck. You're a pussy." And he's like, "Oh yeah, watch this." And he started posting screenshots of every fucking file in the military server. He started screenshotting and sending it to Discord, a Discord server full of nerds called Thug Shaker Central. He sent everything the government had to offer that was like a secret. Information about spies, information about Ukraine, all of that was sent to a fucking Discord server just to flex on some nerds. And this guy was 21 years old. How did he get to the top and like have the fucking passwords. Because like he didn't hack anything. They just gave him the codes. He was like, he had access. He had access, dude. And he just posted it all on Discord just to prove he could do it. Because they called him a cuck. They called him a cuck, Logan. They called him a cuck, so he leaks the country's information.
How does somebody that's 21
explain that to like all the fucking
even
like hundreds of spies around the world that their names and faces are out there now on the internet because some dude got called a cuck in a server full of teenagers. And everyone's like scrambling, like they have the fucking embassy on Twitter talking about, oh, we're investigating the leaker and we're investigating the possible hacking situation. They didn't get hacked at all. They just gave the codes to a guy that hasn't even reached his maturity as an adult yet. He didn't even finish college, and he had the codes.
How does somebody get to that prestige at that
because
age?
the people running it are old and don't understand the power of a fucking damn near teenage man with internet access.
Well, I was just talking, this is off subject, you can get back to the stories right after this, but just side note, you guys that have read articles about how that one Australian like games journalist or whatever, I know games journalist, but wrote that fake article about how you get points and money for killing prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto, and there's a few spin-offs of that. My parents actually believe that you are awarded by the game itself for doing that. They believe it's real. You can't convince them otherwise. They think it's real. Like, those people that think that are really actually running this country.
People that think TikTok connecting to your Wi-Fi is like a crime. Like, don't ever tell them what Google is. Don't ever tell them anything about Google.
And the fact that they think that the app is connecting to your Wi-Fi, it's connecting to the internet through the Wi-Fi, you fucking idiot.
The fact that they think that the TikTok staff having access to their profiles, like the guy said, can they see my private profiles? And the guy's like, well, if it's public, yeah, we can see it. And he's like, oh, that's creepy. These are the people running this country, deciding our laws.
That meeting,
they're the people trying to ban everything from us.
That meeting or case or whatever it was called in Georgia was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen come out of this country in my 27 years.
Like, really, guys? We can't have a Tiananmen Square massacre. We can't have Nanking. We have to have this dumb shit.
And the fact that he had to be an old, fat, sweaty Southerner just made it worse.
They were all Southerners and fat. They were all fat Southerners. One of them had an eye patch.
Oh, God.
He probably lost that to the internet. Oh, no. I said I would tell you when I start. I said I would tell you when I start cracking jokes. I said I would tell you when I start cracking jokes. I'm not ready yet.
I have to spit. Sorry, I'm having a little allergies. Okay, so let's get back on track here. So, how does it get worse than that?
It gets worse because, the guy that, I mean, like, it's worse because the fact that, like, not only do they have to explain this to the whole country, they have to explain it to the whole world that everything about our country got leaked to a server called Thug Shaker Central. Imagine being in a board meeting full of, like, leaders from other countries, and you have to explain to them what a Thug Shaker is.
It's gonna be Biden stands up. Please put Thug Shaker on the screen now. you guys, this is really where it happened. I don't know what he would say. He is such a fucking oddball when it comes to like
He'd fall
his
asleep.
speech. Yeah. Like he probably wouldn't even know what he's fucking talking about, dude. He'd probably call it something else, honestly. He probably didn't
He'd
even
call
know
it
what
the
thug shaking
he call
was.
it the he call it the gangster wiggle. No, I said I would wait to tell jokes. I gotta stop myself. I'm not. I can't joke yet. I can't tell jokes yet. I'm still serious. Now,
All right, continue.
I was just like, so like I said, he leaked everything because these dudes called him a liar and a cuck, and they were like, "Oh, prove it. Prove you have access to these files that you claim to have access to." Because he was really just bringing it up. He was like telling everyone he had it just to flex on them, and they didn't believe it. So he literally just started posting everything, like uploading files straight to the server. So now, these files are on the computers of hundreds of teenagers around the country.
Oh.
You know damn well they're gonna sell this shit to the probably sell this shit to the deep web. If they can get away with it without their computers getting fucking seized.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Discord closed all their accounts, honestly.
I mean, that's not gonna stop it though. That's not gonna stop it though if it's downloaded to their computer. Or if it's downloaded to a floppy disk or a USB. Anything that's transportable. It's like this is gonna fuck a lot of people up in the long run. Like, I feel bad.
They can.
To an extent.
Or if they didn't by now, they could have. Like, let's be real. These companies like Microsoft talk to the government, of course. Like, they have the power to just rob your files if they so please, like, technically.
Yeah, I was thinking they would, like, break your computer.
If they didn't breach any of these people's computers and remove them or take them back or whatever, it would be done just because privacy. That would also just be so embarrassing. Like, there's some things
but like
that you really just
this took like a month to get found out that it was a 21-year-old that leaked it. They've got those files and moved them by now. It took like a month.
That long?
They could not figure out who the fuck hacked them because they were literally looking for a hacker from another country that didn't exist.
So they heard that it got out, and they couldn't figure out that it was just
first they heard it got out. Then they had to like go on Twitter and talk about how they're verifying whether or not it's all factual information. And then like weeks later, it comes out that it was a I don't want to say teenager, but he was in a server full of teenagers. This man leaked it, and again, he's 21 years old. And he's got files that arguably only the president and the fucking like top military should have access to. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had fucking nuclear codes.
First of all, I highly doubt that codes are enough to launch a nuke. But second of all, the fact that a 21-year-old still, that just blows my mind that a 21-year-old would be told any of that information. So it's amazing to me that somebody would tell somebody who's
he wasn't told the information. He was given access to it, like a computer with all the information on it.
He can just find it out. They might as well have just told him.
Yeah.
Like,
and like information on spies is crazy, dude. Information on spies is crazy. Like, ooh, man. If I was a spy, I'd be coming for this dude. I'd be coming for his life.
They should all just book a plane, if they can even get on a plane at this point. Out of the
They're right. They're I wouldn't be surprised if they're all in hiding right now.
They should be. They should be in hiding and post on TikTok with NordVPN.
There was a supposed criminal that did do that. Dude that he allegedly escaped from jail, and he was on TikTok, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you where I am, but I'm in another country, and I'm using a VPN, and I'm just going to tell everyone that I'm an escaped prisoner. I don't know if it was factual though.
Yeah, it could all be a lie, and he could just be somebody that looks like a criminal. So he just is
Yeah,
playing it up.
yeah. It'd be kind of lame, but yeah, you never know with the internet these days.
Very possible. I mean,
People just
make
want
up stories
attention.
on Reddit for clout that doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah, like stories about how they totally fucked a clown girl, which it should have been me.
Yeah, but it's like if that story was fake, like it's fun to like just have the story out on the internet. To be fair, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not really
should have
getting
been
you
me. It should have
much
been me.
personally. But
Should have
if it
been
is
me
just for
getting a
fun,
pie
it's still
thrown at my
cool.
face.
Hmm?
Said it should have been me getting a pie to the face and getting my nose honked.
You said you had other subjects. Was that the end of that one then?
Yes, as far as I know, that's the end of that for now. I don't know if the guy's. I mean, I'm sure the guy's locked up by now, but I don't know what they're gonna
I'm
do with
sure.
him. I hope they don't. I hope they don't like throw him in there for life. I don't think he deserves
I
that.
wouldn't be
He just had a
surprised if
moment
they
of
did.
weakness. He had a moment of weakness because they called him a cuck, and guys know that when you're challenged, a guy will do the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah,
Like
but
especially a young guy.
a guy should
I mean,
also
leaking
know-
government information is crazy.
Dude, he's never going to be seen again. Like, probably not. If we're being real.
I couldn't even find out the guy's name. It's like
I wouldn't be
so
surprised if
tight.
something happened within the next week, just coincidentally, to distract people from this so that they forget about him.
Well, like a bombing.
Sure, something like that. Another shooting?
This reminds me of that the time the police was hunting this crypto guy, like this multi-billionaire, and like by the time they found him, he was dead. Imagine having $1 billion and dying. That is such a skill issue. That is such a skill issue. That is the craziest skill issue ever. Okay, now I'm ready to tell jokes.
Alright, well, what was your next subject then?
Okay, now my next subject is another topic of children getting abused on the internet. Of course, like I told you, I hate.
Why wouldn't it?
Like I told you, I hate seeing children get hurt. I hate it. I don't think they deserve that sort of shit, and I find it really disgusting that a lot of parents will go on the internet and like, if their kid does something wrong, they'll. I got videos too. So kids that I guess it's called a punishment cut. So parents will like this kid like she was getting bad grades or whatever. So her mother just like cut every braid out of her hair. And then this other kid, he allegedly did something. Well, but he's in this like barber chair screaming, "I didn't do it," as they're cutting off his dreadlocks. And this is hair that takes years to grow. But these parents are cutting their kids' hair off and leaving them all bald just to like punish them for getting bad grades and shit. Like, yeah, okay, traumatize them for life. I don't know if it's a TikTok trend, but I have seen it on TikTok.
I wouldn't be surprised if TikTok at least popularized it.
And then like,
why the fuck would you do that?
And then like this woman, she like had her daughter sit next to her and just ask her all these questions like, "Do you understand why I punished you? Are you okay with it?" And this kid's just saying, "Yeah." Like literally, like the kid's just like broken, and she's like telling these, she's like making this kid say this shit like, "No, she's not abusing me. No, it's okay. I deserved it." Like no kid's ever gonna say that shit.
No.
No kid's ever gonna say it. I got a video right there that's that's like evidence of what I'm talking about. And this the one with the girl with the braids, this was like 3 months ago. It was actually on the news too.
If this seems like content that'll make you uncomfortable with the haircutting punishment weird shit, then just skip to 4143.
See, I don't think this shit is okay at all. Like, you could punish your kid like this for like 5 minutes. This is gonna affect him for his whole life, dude. He's gonna get recognized for this later, and he's gonna get made fun of for the rest of his life. The internet does not forget. There was one girl that her parents did this to her and she killed herself. And this was a little girl. Bad grades.
The fuck, dude?
He got his hair cut off because he got 1B. That's fucked up. That's abuse.
Oh my god. Fucking ads. I need to.
And they're like, "Oh no, it's not abuse. It's not abuse. That's literally abuse, dude. That's gonna fuck him up for life." I sent you other videos.
People, I'm assuming that everybody just thinks this is okay, right?
No. These people are getting like I don't want to say they're getting harassed, but they're getting like hundreds of people coming back and telling them that this shit's not okay. And they're coming back making videos justifying it, talking about why the kids deserve it. This isn't even her son. This is her stepson.
That makes her seem like even more of a bitch, dude. What the fuck?
Listen to what she says.
And what were you doing today, Terrence? Tell the camera what you were doing today. You was what? You speak louder than the other time.
I was smoking.
And tell the camera what grade you're in right now.
I can't watch this. This is too fucking awkward.
You can just speed it up a little.
No, I mean, like, it's making me, like, cringe because I, like, want to...
Yeah, I understand that feeling. Like, yeah. Like, it hurts me to see these kids, like, actually fucking crying their eyes out over this shit. Like, if I could find that one video, this kid was screaming his heart out. And these people are just, like, laughing at him. Oh, and this was the video of that woman.
Like... Do you know how much more extreme shit feels when you're a kid, dude? That's probably like a literal nightmare.
That's what I said. This is going to affect them for life.
Your fucking hair.
They're going to wake up traumatized from this, dude. And like, look, this was that woman I was talking about that was trying to justify it. And like literally making videos after video talking about why the kid deserved it. Because she didn't do her homework. Like, are you fucking kidding me? She cut off hair that took years to grow. Like, take their phone or something.
I get fucked up as an adult if my haircut is fucked up. Like, a little kid, though? Like, come the fuck on.
They do it to teenagers, too. This is the woman. You probably gotta skip past him. No disrespect to this guy.
I do believe that this might be a situation where the mother might be jealous of the daughter because... You want your kids to
see. Look what her hair looks like.
They can look. Why would she go as far as to cut that girl's hair off?
And dude does have a nice camera though. But why? That is like.
She cut off her daughter's hair because she was feeling pretty, and as she's cutting her hair off, she's telling her, fucking, this is what you get for. This is what you get for valuing being pretty over getting good grades. Like, because the kid wanted to look good. I think this is a direct video. I'm gonna check it beforehand. Yeah, this is the direct video. Straight from TikTok, actually. It's the latest one I just sent you. But she's literally doing this to this kid because she wanted to look good. Because her grades wasn't good, but she was making herself look pretty. Which is like the most important thing for a little girl.
Yeah, obviously.
As just another example of these punishments. Like, this shit has to be a form of abuse.
Dude made her hair look like that. Is this like covering the fucking life story, dude? It's just the same picture throughout the whole fucking video? No, it's not. Why is it doing that?
It's another news.
Why would you do that to your kid? What is wrong with parents now?
And that shit takes years to grow, dude. If I was that kid, like I told you, a girl killed herself over this because her parents did that to her. She fucking killed herself, and people are still doing this to their kids. But people are still doing it. They're not learning. Now listen to what she says.
Don't mom me. No. You had your warning. You had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't shit. If you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine, and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken because you thought being pretty was so
How
much
do you
better
like actually
than being
record
educated
this?
or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom.
The crazy thing is today, I had to do something that, like, I really didn't want to do, but I had to do to teach my child a lesson. We try to be better than our parents, and I try.
Dude, her daughter's gonna hate her. And this is why parents are, like, wondering why my kids don't come visit me. Why don't my kids talk to me when they grow up? Why do my kids hate me? Why do my kids put me in a nursing home?
Why do
do my kids
anybody
change
think
their
that
names?
Doing something like this is better than actually just like trying to be a good parent? Because obviously you're a shitty parent, and that's why your kid doesn't fucking listen to you.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, if that kid was caught smoking, well, who did he learn it from?
It's easier
What
to raise
crowd
a
is he
kid
around?
than it is to train a fucking dog.
If they're-
I was
if
just
they're learning it
babysitting
fr-
earlier today, dude.
If they're learning it from their schoolmates, then what school are they going to, and why are you letting them stay in that school? They're
Dude,
learning
literally-
this shit from somebody.
Like
Like, they should be looking inward instead of, like, attacking these kids as if they're grown adults. And, like, I can't imagine. Like, if you scroll a little bit more, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be having that, like, video with her daughter in the video, and she's, like, gaslighting her to make her think she deserved it. Not only does she gaslight her into thinking she deserved it, she gaslights her into thinking she wanted it.
I don't know if I can watch that. This shit, like, they don't cut off people's fucking hair that they're sending to prison for murder. Like, that's just fucking... It's called a cruel and unusual punishment. It's just, like, fucking weird.
They actually do that in, they do that in fucking Japan, but that's like, if
That's
you're
a
going to prison, they cut your hair.
thing.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. If you're going to jail and they cut your hair. These are kids that just do one stupid thing one time. Or maybe a couple times.
But that's
Ground
also
them.
a good example at the same time, though, because, like, if you're going to prison in a different country...
You
they cut off
likely
your
deserve
hair.
it. You likely deserve it if you're going to prison, but if you're a kid,
Yeah.
like, you're a fucking kid. Kids do dumb shit. I used to throw rocks at cars. Yeah, I fucking regret it. And I stopped doing it after somebody told me that was a bad thing. When I learned what the middle finger was, I didn't know what it meant. I just walked around holding it up. When someone told me that it was a bad thing, okay, stop. I was
That's
like 5
bad.
years old.
Oh.
I was like 5 years old. I was walking around my neighborhood holding a middle finger up at people. But once somebody told me that it was a bad thing, I never did it again. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oops, that's embarrassing.
well, I didn't know it was a bad thing. And that's
Well,
just
yeah,
that. It's a kid.
Exactly, though.
Kids
like,
do dumb shit. Like, it's crazy that when I looked up punishment haircuts, right? Tell me why videos of medieval torture popped up in the feed as well.
That's probably something they did back then.
No, I mean like actual videos about torturing people
What the fuck?
come up under this. This is under the same search, dude.
Well,
this
it's like mental torture.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is literally comparable to actual torture.
That's why it wasn't fucking Jackass. Because, like, it's kind of an extreme thing to do to somebody. That's like your hair is part of, like, how you identify yourself and express, like, who you are to the world. And you're fucking cutting their hair off. Like, I just, like, am at a loss for words, honestly. I probably haven't been saying, like, a lot, but, like, parents nowadays are just...
Here it is.
So
Here's the worst of them all, dude.
bad.
After this is the last one. This is the last one I got. But this is what prompted me to, like, literally have so much anger that I actually hope these motherfuckers I hope they get their asses beat, and I hope they get all their hair cut off. Look at this poor kid.
Okay, so the hair gotta go. I want y'all everybody record this, please. Hair gotta go. Hair gotta go. Let's get it. It's over with. Okay. It's over with. Okay, it's fine. It's over with. The hair gotta go. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. Make it worse. There you go. Right. It's over with now. It's gone. It's gone now. It's over with.
I'm gonna have to like put a content warning because this is like fucking weird. This is so
Like this is appropriate
weird.
punishment nowadays. People are getting in trouble for beating their kids bloody. And like these motherfuckers are like beating their kids with like extension cords and shit, leaving marks on their goddamn necks. But because they're getting in trouble with the police for that, now they find a new way to abuse kids. This is why I don't want to have kids myself, because I have the sense to know that I can't handle raising one. And I wouldn't want to do something like that to abuse my kid or hurt them. These motherfuckers don't deserve kids. They do not deserve to procreate. Their entire bloodlines need to die off with them. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking anymore.
No, I agree that
they need to fucking go.
Honestly.
I hate motherfuckers that abuse kids. Cause like these kids, I don't care what the fuck they did. Unless that motherfucker picked up a gun and started shooting people, anything he did can be like, you can just punish him with a fucking grounding or something. Take away his games, his phone or whatever. Make him know that what he did was wrong, and then reward him when he does something good. That'll encourage good behavior. No, these motherfuckers think, oh, I'm just gonna beat my kid. And then they justify it by saying, well, God said, spare the rod, spoil the child. God said, yeah, you know what else God said? He also said beating women and enslaving people was justified too. He said it was pretty based. That's another reason why I don't fuck with religions. They use it to justify all sorts of bullshit.
No, a lot of bad people go to church, honestly. Like, it is crazy.
They use it to justify hate against the LGBT. They use it to justify slavery, saying that it was God's right, or a man's fucking gift from God to own slaves, just like how they used it to justify taking land from the Native Americans, saying that it was God's will. They use it to fucking murder people during the Crusades. I'm sorry to get worked up.
No,
I just hate it when kids are getting abused like this.
No, it's just like,
and the fact that these people, and the people in there are laughing, dude. They're laughing at this kid screaming his life.
Fucking disturbing, dude, to like watch in person. Like, how do you just sit there and laugh? Like, it's honestly creepy. Like, it borders on being creepy because
they're taking actual pleasure in watching this kid suffer. Like, because all he said was that he was on his phone or something? Because he was on his phone in school? You kidding me?
Yeah, this has got to stop.
My brothers were on their phone in school. Their teacher told me when I went up to the school to get their report cards. I told them, and guess what? They stopped using their phone in class. It was as simple as that. You just tell these kids to stop, and they'll fucking stop. If they don't stop, then it's probably because you're a shitty parent. And they probably don't. They probably don't react well to like, you've probably been like violent with them so much that they're gonna rebel against you anyway out of hate.
That's why some abuse happens. Like, in some cases, not every case, but some parents have their kids like talking back to them and shit, and like they don't listen to what they tell them to do, and then they like hit them. And
right, because they hate
that's
you.
How shit works, because they don't know how to actually like raise their kid right, and then they just like get angry, and it's like, honestly, that's just some bitch shit, like beating kids. Like, what the fuck? How
And then, like,
much of a fucking beta are you? And I mean
This
that in like a
kid-
totally serious way. Like you got no handle on a kid. Like, are you serious?
this
And you
kid
beat
that
them.
this kid that was known as the Barefoot Bandit. He was a kid that he was a neglected kid. His like mother was abusive and alcoholic, and she kicked him out the house when he was like 15 because he tried to get her like an intervention. She threw him to the streets, told him to made him live in a tent in the woods. So he lived in a town full of like a lot of vacation homes, and he used to like rob them and raid them for food just to survive every night. And like everyone, once they found out what was happening and why it was happening, a lot of people were willing to let him like forgive him. And like even when the police caught him, every time they forgave him because of his story being so tragic. He's the victim of abuse, and the abuse is what causes his actions. And now he turned his life around as an adult. But it's like when it was happening, he only did it because he had no mother taking care of him. He was just being he was being beaten and neglected at home. He couldn't get any food, and he couldn't get anything. He couldn't even live because his mother was so alcoholic that she was spending all her money on drinks instead of taking care of him. So yeah, when he started acting out, of course everyone understood why.
Bad parenting
But it's like-
is why a lot of people like are shitty. Like,
And that kid,
what is it called?
that kid in the chair is probably gonna grow up to hate his parents. He's probably gonna fucking hate the fuck out of him.
I mean, he's never gonna forget this.
Oh, even if he does forget, the internet's not gonna let him forget.
No,
Like that's another thing. That's another fucking thing. We got internet memes from like the 2010s. You know, like Bad Luck Brian or whatever.
Yeah.
Dudes talking about how they hate their fucking lives because becoming a meme like literally ruined their social status. Like now everywhere they go, they're just made fun of for that shit.
Which is really
So what do
fucked
you think
up.
is gonna happen to these kids that got their hair cut off?
Just laugh and mock somebody for being a meme. Like, okay.
Yeah, that. Yeah. So I can only imagine the rest, especially for the girls. Especially for the girls. Because they're going to go to school with shorter hair. Like, that kid had long ass hair. She's going to go to school the next day with, like, damn near no hair at all. And they're, like, her mother cut her hair off damn near bald. Like, man. And then people were in the comments talking about, well, if I was that little girl, that I would have been stabbing my mother to death with her scissors. Like, yeah, you can joke about it, but that might be that could have been what happened in another family.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I can't stress enough that a girl actually killed herself because of this, and that just kills me.
And
Like-
no, there's no pun intended with that to whoever's
Yeah,
laughing.
no pun intended. I just wish this stuff was like. I wish the police would crack down on shit like this. Violence
I'm not
against
sure
women
how
in
you
this
crack
country
down
is
on this,
already
but
so
there has to be,
rampant
like,
anyway.
legal grounds to do so.
There has to be something. I don't think they should take the kids away. But I think they should like put the parents in a boxing ring and beat the fuck out of them a couple times. Just like 2-3 rounds. I think that'd justify everything.
I mean,
Then you can both get made fun of for the rest of your life. I mean, then they were fucking, I don't know, man. I just hate that.
Honestly, I know it sounds really fucked up, and like I'm not anti like American or like capitalism or anything like that. Like, people should be free and be able to do what they want, but I think people are just too stupid to be free. Like, honestly, like completely.
Well, this
free
this
anyways.
does
I don't think
this
we
is
should be like China, but I think people.
no.
have
It's
too
funny.
much
It's
freedom.
funny that you mentioned that though, because it was there are schools in China that do this to their students too. Like teachers would do this to the students that act out in Asian countries. Some of them.
That's
Also,
so
there was a teacher. There was a teacher actually, an American teacher. She was like, she had one of her students sit in a chair and like because her class was being rowdy or whatever, she had a mental breakdown. Sat this kid in a chair and started cutting his hair off. Then ran after a girl with some scissors. I tried to cut her shit off. Everyone ran out the class.
Okay, are they allowed to do that? Or was that just like...
No, she was having a mental breakdown.
Okay.
And everyone was just laughing at her. Everyone was laughing at her like it was a joke until she started running at them with scissors. I mean, the police arrested her, and I'm pretty sure she's still locked up right now. She lost her teaching license.
Yeah, I would imagine that's pretty wild.
So, like...
I don't know.
Man.
I don't know what, like, would need to change for people to start, like, not fucking acting up and doing shit like this.
I think a lot of kids would get less... I think a lot of kids would get less abused if the parents got their fucking shit beaten out of them. So they can know what it's like.
I mean, there's plenty of parents that deserve it.
I think we should... I think... You know what? I'm not even going to say that, because I don't want to... I don't want to be the fucking... I don't want to be the inspiration behind the next Punisher. But I'm just saying. If anyone needs some superhero names, I got them.
Superhero names.
It's actually part of Final Fantasy's lore that the Dark Knight class is like a hero of like that goes against it's like one of the heroes that go against the like common law, and it all started because a little kid came up to a knight and told him that some priest was abusing him, like sexually. So the knight ends up going after the priest and like murders him in broad daylight. And that's how the Dark Knight class starts, because they protect children that are getting abused. Because the government won't protect them.
I mean, not to sound too extreme, but how can...
Not sounding extreme, but these parents need that.
If you hear about kids getting sexually abused, or just like abused in general, and you don't think about like...
Gaming.
The person that's doing it in some way, you're lying to yourself. Like, everybody has that thought for a brief moment. 'Cause, like,
I know kids can be assholes, and kids traumatized me in my past. But I wouldn't fucking... As an adult, I would, like, fucking justify harming other kids. Just as I don't want kids to be harming each other. But I can't stop kids harming each other. At the very least, I don't want to see any fucking adults harming and harassing kids. Because it's not even a fair fight.
So pathetic.
It's not even a fair fight. Kids are going to buckle to whatever you do and say because they're instantly scared of you. They're scared of any authority figure.
It's just pathetic. Like, how can you actually be so weak and, like, just... I don't even know the words to describe how down bad you have to be mentally to abuse kids. Like, your life is actually pointless and means absolutely nothing if you are that fucking down.
Just like EDP trying to fucking see a 13-year-old girl. And now he's like talking about how everyone ruined his life, and like, he keeps making it about you only did this because you wanted my money. You're just mad that I had money and you didn't. Like, he's not even talking about the fact that he went to see a child. He's just talking about the fact that he got exposed and everyone took...
People that get caught for that shit, they like to fucking...
No, he said that...
The victim.
He said that because the police didn't arrest him, that means he's innocent and didn't do anything wrong.
There's some weird fucking loophole with talking to underage people on the internet with, like... I forgot what it was exactly that interferes, like... They being when it's like a public thing, when it's supposed to be like a private like investigation or like
because it makes it look like you're grooming them into doing something to make them look bad. So like with EDP,
when they that, I think it's just some weird legal loophole with it like being public and some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, so I think it's supposed to be like a private. It's supposed to be a private investigation done by the police, and if it's done by vigilantism, then they can't touch anything on it.
For some reason.
Which is why EDP is still walking free. Because he's trying to go around and say that him getting exposed was just a movie scene that he was acting out in. And he didn't know that he didn't know that they were trying to quote unquote trick him. He thought he was playing a part in the movie.
Okay.
So that's his new excuse now.
Little girl?
That's his excuse now. Now he's saying, I wasn't there to see a little girl. I was just there to read my lines and say them and be in the movie. And then I come home, and the next day everyone's looking at me crazy, and I'm just so confused, and I'm so I'm so scared and confused. I wasn't there to see a child. I was just there to be in the movie.
I'm just saying that if that motherfucker dies, I will be having a drink.
Why isn't he dead? He said he had
question.
he had like kidney.
People...
No, he had. He said he had like some kind of kidney failure like months ago.
And
why the fuck is he still alive?
Because he was gonna die.
Why is he still here? Like he must have been lying for clout, which upsets me.
That is upsetting.
Like the world would be better without people like that motherfucker, and I will say that with 1,000%. I wish Etika could come back and trade places with this motherfucker.
Yeah, I wish he didn't leave us. I didn't even know who he was, but just like hearing about it, like I do not watch streamers, like I just don't. So that's why I don't personally. But like just when I like read about him and like watched videos about him, I was like,
oh, he was such a fun dude.
Still disappointed, anyways. It was just so shitty.
A lot of my jokes come from him, like his style of comedy. He was like so funny and free.
He seemed like he was like a really good spirit, honestly.
He
like,
was,
really,
dude. He was genuine. He was like the positive low tier god. Except it wasn't an act. It was like he was such a prominent figure that Nintendo actually referenced him in a trailer for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. If Nintendo
he was like
acknowledges you, you must be like a really
cool. They got a guy that looks like him to be in the trailer.
That's funny.
He had the same iconic hairstyle too. I miss the fuck out of Etika.
The eraser.
He would have made fun of people like EDP. He would have roasted the shit out of him.
Oh, I'm like, how can you not make fun of EDP?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even lying when I say this. I hated that motherfucker since before he got exposed. Something about his ass was always disgusting. He was always a disgusting ass man. I did not like him.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad he fell off because like all of his jokes was just about how he
had those messages where he was like talking about his shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he was doing that shit since before he got exposed. He was like sending his shit to people. Like that shit is not funny, dude. I don't see how, as a grown man, he would find taking pictures of his poop and sending them to, like, people being funny. Like, that's just disgusting.
If you do that with, like, one person that you're, like, you know, like a college bro kind of dude, that's one thing. But if you're sending it to, like, just a bunch of people, you're, like, you have to be, like, getting off on it or something. That shit is fucking weird.
I feel like he does have a poop fetish. And like that's the worst part. Like,
escape your lips again.
That's the worst part. Like having that kind of fetish while looking like that. Like he's like a real life Shrek
person
dude.
That would look like that. Or
he's like a
that just would look like that is what I meant to say.
He's a real life Shrek.
Not even Shrek.
Like how Shrek was like, no. Shrek was like farting in his bathwater and then using that fart to scrub his body.
That was mud, to be fair. But
bro, he was farting in it.
Okay, actually no. Back then, fart fetish was like not a cultural. That was not in the cultural zeitgeist. Like people were not like aware.
It was like gross out humor back then. Yeah, it was definitely gross.
It was like
I remember this old Shrek toy. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was this old Shrek toy that you could get at Walmart. And like if you scratch it and smell it, it like gives off this really bad odor.
I've definitely seen and scratched and smelled that just to see if it did smell.
That shit made me puke on Walmart's floor.
The one I tried,
that shit was so nasty. It was rancid. Like I scratched it and I sniffed and I was puking.
Well, we're almost at an hour already, so we are going to hard cut to my subject for this video.
Yeah, because I'm all done.
I'll just get one in here.
All right.
So, tell me what you think of this logic. Like, I'm just going to lay it out for you and tell me your reaction. So, a lot of states are considering banning plastic bags, like single-use plastic bags, so that people like use reusable bags, obviously to waste less. And there's a bunch of people on Twitter. I saw this one post that was like the worst one. It said, yeah, you get ketchup and mustard and like food that's in plastic, so why does it matter? What do you think about that reaction?
I mean, I'm not too sure because plastic bags are quite convenient. I use one for trash a lot. I wouldn't mind using a paper bag, so I don't really see a big difference.
Bag. It's like the reusable ones,
What do you mean reusable?
Please tell if you have not.
You mean like those? You mean like the ones that are like kind of like handbags?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a couple of those. Those are pretty convenient too.
Right. So
I mean,
would that be like just one of the worst things you've ever had to do as an American, or would that not be
like bring your own bag
you've ever experienced? Yeah.
No, we should be bringing our own bag because this shit gets messy and like. When you think about it, that is a lot of plastic being wasted because after we're done bringing these bags in, they're just going straight to the trash.
Right. And that's it right there. How can you can rephrase this differently and then ask them. I want to ask these people like directly, if I could, this question. How is less plastic waste bad in any way? Please explain. Like, please explain.
Well, one of the answers is probably going to be, turtles are going to die less, so we're going to have less seafood.
Right. It's probably going to be some like stupid ass strawman argument like that. Like, Americans strawman their way out of every argument like lawyers. It is so infuriating because Americans are also so easily distracted and stupid that they actually take the bait every time. Like, ugh. Americans are the worst.
Yeah, because I mean, it like as you explained the situation, like as I hear it all, I don't have any reason to complain. Like I don't see why anyone would. I mean, maybe a lot of people just don't like change. They just don't want to admit it. A lot of people just do not like change.
Yeah, a lot of people are feeble-minded weaklings, no offense, and they can't stand change, even if it just means
full
bring
offense
fucking bags into the grocery store that don't even weigh a pound. You can have 10.
We already have to do that in Chicago because they make you pay. We already have to do that in Chicago because they make you pay for each bag. So we bring our own bags anyway. So that's why I'm like so used to it.
And is it hard? Like, no. If you forget your bag,
no.
Okay, walk back to the car and get the bags. If that ruins your day, you're actually stupid. Like, you're just...
Well, people are just... They're old and tired.
No, that's not an excuse. There's people that are, like, fucking damn near 70 years old still working at Amazon. Like, that is not an excuse. You cannot
say... if they're still working at Amazon, this country is fucked.
There's single moms out there. Single moms exist. You are not too tired to walk...
Hit me up, single moms.
Right.
Actually, never mind.
What do you mean, never mind?
Wait, no. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. I just mean...
You just don't want to sound thirsty.
I just don't want to sound thirsty. Not that I don't want to take care of your kid. I don't know how to spin that. Just cut that out the me.
No, sorry. I'm going to mute myself too, so only you're heard.
I don't know how to spin that. Okay. Oh my god. Speaking of spinning things though, just a short segment. The streamer Destiny was having this debate with someone else about like someone was like debating Destiny on whether or not Americans need to lose more rights. Like this guy was like trying to say that America needs to have one religion, Christianity, and everyone needs to come under that religion either by force or whatever.
Who was saying
we need to push it.
Arguing against him?
Yeah, the person arguing against him. Okay. And he's arguing, and the dude's like saying, he's like saying, when the presidents founded our country and they founded our rights, they did it under Christian values. Now we're losing those Christian values, and we need to make the church more prominent in America. And then he's like, he like looks at Destiny and he says, he's like starts talking about Destiny's kid, and he's like, yeah, your kid's probably gonna come out male. I'm sure you're gonna decide whether or not he likes dick or whatever. Because like he was trying to basically say, kick gay people off the country. So Destiny looks back at him and he's like, yeah, you would know a lot about kids liking dick, wouldn't you? And the dude got triggered. The whole audience went nuts. And the dude's like, yeah, you want to repeat that? He's like, yeah, you want to elaborate on that? He got so fucking pressed, dude. He fucked him though. Destiny killed him. He literally, and actually, let me pull up the clip if I can real quick.
You know what I will say about Destiny? He was the one that debated JonTron years ago, right?
Yeah, exposed JonTron.
I watched that, and like, JonTron was not like posing a very good argument himself, but Destiny strawmanned a lot in that debate, and it was really annoying.
Well, that's how Destiny works, really. He just like he triggers people into exposing themselves, really.
I mean,
like,
if they do
a lot of people that debate
themselves,
Destiny, a lot of people that debate Destiny are just too stupid to like fucking like actually compose themselves.
That like JonTron could have spun that so many other ways.
I don't know, man. He said some wicked shit about black
only
people.
One thing. There was only one thing that I like semi agree with on that, but the rest of the debate was a total shit show. The only thing that I agreed on was like him being afraid of America in the future, like losing certain cultures, and like this is what Destiny was saying in that. He said John was like, can you give me an example of like how like what culture or like how it'd be lost or something like that? And then John was like, okay, well, let's say in a country like, and then Destiny would just respond with, well, we're not talking about that country. That's like, it was in like, that just made him feel so punchable for even bringing like you ask for an example,
Destiny
he
is
starts to
punchable,
say
though.
it, and then you just like that's the
Destiny is
perfect thing
definitely
to
punchable.
say.
Now let me see if I can find that clip.
Like, he was probably going to say something like, you know, if like Japanese people are xenophobic, and that's not really right, but the purpose of their xenophobia is so that their culture stays intact, obviously. Like, I do think about like scenarios in like which cultures are just completely lost like far off in the future, and I'm like, would that be like disappointing? Because so many of Americans like values and cultures have been lost in just a couple decades, which is like kind of, it's like kind of fucked up, and kind of like we're not really replacing them with better values, in my opinion. So like what's really right, I don't know, but like we're not on a good path right now, I will say.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm still looking for that clip. I think I'm almost there. Because I'm like sifting through the entire debate just for that one fucking joke.
Oh yeah, while I cut this out, what was that guy you sent me earlier using a face filter that entire video?
Hold on 1 second. Still looking.
Oh, we gotta end this soon because I'm sweating like a motherfucker in this room. I got hot in here today.
I might not find it. I don't know. If I can find that debate, I'll just
If you find the debate, we'll just have a little reaction to it the next podcast, I guess.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Oh, okay. You gonna send it with the timestamp?
Yeah, I'm sending it with the timestamp. Okay, I found the clip. I'm sending you the clip with the timestamp right now. The video is going to start at the timestamp, but I'll put it in the chat just in case. So...
That's for me later in the video. I'm gonna... Was that loud enough? No, that wasn't loud enough. There we go. That's for me to skip
that's
to later.
That's the timestamp in the video. Loud, the shit he just says right here.
33:53. Oh man, I'm getting so sick of these double ads. I know it's already been like 2 years, but...
Actually, I got 2 more topics to talk about after this.
I don't think you can tell when it pops out whether it's going to like or not. Maybe if it's your kid, but I'm sure you'll ensure that's the case.
I mean, you know all about kids liking, huh? Isn't that?
Would I? Would I? Would
Damn,
I
the chat
tell
did
us
go
more?
wild instantly.
Would I? Because that's a pretty big allegation. Would I?
Would you what?
Would I know about that?
Well, seems like it. Isn't that what you got canceled for?
No, I got cancelled for talking about the fact that I was a victim of clerical sexual abuse. I was...
So about like little boys liking, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, yeah.
There you go. You got there eventually. It's okay.
Okay.
I can tell you're coming down right now, but I'll walk you through the rest of my jokes if you need me to.
No, fair enough. Okay. You're bringing it. Fine. It's just a shame Father Michael's daddy would have liked that. I think if...
I hate his accent. I don't know if that's racist or whatever. I hate the way he's talking, dude. He sounds like such a douche.
You know, Chris had a good point in whatever video I was watching that, like, is it racist to do accents because it's just where you're from? It doesn't really have to do with your race. That is.
I think it's like nationalist or something.
I don't fucking know. Do we?
I don't know.
Do we care?
I'm confused about so many racial things right now because like there's so many black people on Twitter making posts like, fucking.
You can say whatever. I'll censor it.
No, it doesn't need to be censored. I'm trying to think of what they said. This girl, she said, I dated this British guy or this English guy, and then I broke his heart. That was from my country, Ireland.
Okay.
Now you see where I'm getting confused.
There's just so many races that I'm like, I mean, this is just me personally, but I'm like, I just don't fucking care. Like, I just really don't care what anybody's race is.
Well, get ready to care even less because Sunny V2 is back.
I have to remind myself who Sunny V2 is because somebody on Twitter just said I fucking hate. Oh no, Two Med said it that he hates him.
Oh yeah,
I've seen this guy before.
The top video actually.
This one?
Yep. Don't even click it. I'm just gonna tell you exactly what happened, and then you're gonna die.
Okay.
So Sunny V2 makes Mr. Beast's friend named Chris comes out as trans, right?
Yeah.
Sunny V2 makes a video.
About this last week.
Yeah. Sunny V2 makes a video about well, you see it right there. Chris being a nightmare for Mr. Beast, and he's talking about Mr. Beast as a brand, and he's like boiling Chris down to like whether or not he adds value to Mr. Beast as a brand. So he's saying that coming out as trans is going to hurt Mr.
You are peaking. It's cutting you off.
He's saying that coming out as trans is going to hurt Mr. Beast's image, and the fact that he's Mr. Beast's best friend. And he's like, "How could you be so selfish as to come out as trans? Not only are you tearing your family apart, because the guy has a son, and he's like, not only are you tearing your family apart, but you're also ruining your best friend's brand by being a part of it and then coming out as trans." This is the same guy that said Ninja is falling off because he's not being toxic anymore, and that by Ninja speaking out in favor of Black Lives Matter, or Ninja like talking about how he doesn't want to be toxic anymore, that means that Ninja's trying to pander to people. instead of the fact that he just grew up and matured. He boils everyone down to how much and how much views they're getting. They're not people anymore. They're just numbers to this guy. So he's literally going around.
That way.
He's going around
Like-
saying that Mr. Beast is gonna like lose followers because his friend is trans now. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine if I married?
Though.
Can you, what? Of course not. That's retarded. And like, if you go through,
I'm sorry,
Dude.
just a lot of the things you tell me, like, you keep talking and I'm like not trying to not respond. It's just like some of the things you say, I just like I just don't know how to react.
because we're living in clown world.
Yes.
Like,
This guy's literally this guy's
if you go
literally
down his
on
video
like
list, like you go down his video list, you'll see that he has like his videos are like very invasive. Like, dude has like an actual mental illness.
Okay, so I have to go to his channel to see more. Don't you love how YouTube does this? 2 videos by him, right?
Yeah,
Where'd they go?
that's because
I'm
everyone's
where'd they
spamming
go?
out. Everyone's
they're down
spamming
here.
out responses. Everybody's spamming out responses to this current video.
Yeah, talk about spam, Jesus.
The tragic tale of Jackie Chan's son.
Yeah, that is. I know that's just one video that I just looked at. I didn't even look at any of the other thumbnails, but like,
That's another weird
I get
one
what
right
you mean
there,
though, because like, who the fuck talks about Jackie Chan's son?
And there's another weird one. Where are Chris Hansen's Predators today? Why? Why? Why are you trying to put them in the spotlight again?
Okay,
They got their punishment.
I know that they're predators, but like they're horrible, but they are still humans. Like, come on, like they're either in
Right,
jail
that show was like 20 years
or their
ago.
life is probably like
A lot of them
shitty
killed
already,
themselves.
or they killed themselves. Like any of those 3, like they probably don't live a very good life. Like you don't have to bring them up again, dude. Like they're already down. You don't need to kick them more. Like, I don't know. Like,
Is that PewDiePie wearing like a Russian hat?
pedophiles
like
like
a
kind of
Soviet-
deserve it, but
Dude,
It's
is
not
that
necessary,
PewDiePie wearing a Soviet Union hat?
yeah, and also the wrong color beard for some reason. It's not black, and I think everybody knows
Neither is
that.
Mike Tyson down there. Look at that. They made the dude fucking orange.
He's way darker than that.
These
What the
thumbnails
fuck?
are
Hold
so
on.
weird. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson's a fucking he's like a milk dud.
I remember when
I would never
fucking,
say that to his face. He would beat me up.
I know he'd probably just like put his hand on your head and like make you lose a fight.
Not before biting my ears off.
Oh,
I
I forgot about that nutty incident.
don't. It's low key not even as bad as it's like portrayed in media. He didn't bite the whole. It's like bit a piece off the bottom.
It's really fucking weird though.
Yeah, I don't know why he did it. I
Yeah.
think he was just angry.
It's really.
I think he was
weird.
just angry.
He must have been really angry. Yeah, this guy does not. He does not deserve this many views for.
So,
like,
yeah,
after
he's
saying
like-
that.
He's like, well, everyone's like, he's bleeding followers.
Hopefully,
Like that video.
you know,
only got
people
the views
always
it got 'cause
forget
it's so
shit like
controversial.
this. Like, if they can redeem themselves, then fine. But people always forget about shit like this way too fast. Like,
Dude, not
trans
only-
people are already down bad, which is another subject I wanted to talk about, actually, if we wanted to get it in here.
Not only though, but like, not only did he like to say that this guy is hurting Mr. Beast's brand, he's saying that the fact that he went trans is like a publicity stunt formulated in a fucking office, like a board meeting. They decided, you're gonna become trans as the next stunt. Like he literally thinks it's like that. I mean, this is like years in the making, dude. Yeah, it was like talking about.
transgender people already look bad enough in the public eye. Like, he does not need to throw more gasoline on it. Like,
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
Because Chris here was like for years talking about stuff like he was like hinting that he might be gay. So, I mean, I say he because his pronouns are just like anything. And yeah,
That's
people are
fair.
going after Mr. Beast because he went on Twitter to say, leave my friend alone. He's a person and shit like that. And people are like, what do you mean he? What do you mean he? You transphobe? And if you look at Chris's profile, he literally says any fucking pronouns. So people are calling Mr. Beast a transphobe for saying him and he, when dude literally said his pronouns are anything you want. But Mr. Beast came out on Twitter and just said basically,
literally
leave my
just-
friend alone. He's a person. He's not a brand. He's a person.
That's just people, like, again, just wanting to be angry about anything. And, like,
Yeah,
people,
fuck those people.
People are just, I swear, like, I'm calling it now. People are on the path to literally just making shit up and then just, like, choosing to accept it as reality. And, like, just witch hunt people just for fun over things that aren't true. Like, it's gonna happen. It is. Like, it's not, if it's gonna happen, it's when it's gonna happen. Like, these people have no lives, period, at all. This is what they do.
Not at all. And now, my last video,
Okay.
we'll end it on a happier note. So this is like a prank thing.
Oh, okay.
If you remember the show,
looking for.
These two are basically like they set each other up with challenges and they have to do it, or they just like lose. And these guys just don't. It's called Fold. So these guys don't want to lose these challenges, so they literally do whatever they tell each other to do. So he put this guy on stage, didn't tell him what he was gonna be like setting a topic of debate over, and he's gonna go up there and read off a prompt. And he put him on a stage because he has a fear of talking in a public space. So not only is he talking in a public space, but it's about this disgusting subject.
All right, I'll play.
And I figured that would get a laugh out of you. Because he doesn't even know what he's here to talk about.
God, they did an intro for it and everything.
The best way to experience something
Oh,
in
of
life
course.
is for yourself. And Firestone
Did I just get an
Tires
advertisement? The video started playing, and then I got another ad.
You got soft hands, brother.
built for getting
It's not working, my friend.
Yeah, that was definitely part of the plan for the presentation to stop working. The biggest menace.
I'm gonna skip into where he starts talking about it.
Incest should be legal. You guys just need to hear me out, alright?
I'm serious. The first thing he wants me to do is tell the world that I'm an incest Donny. I hate that
Donny.
bald-headed prick. To this day, I can't believe it.
Incest is the act of when an individual has hardcore, hot, steamy, intense, hardcore sexual intercourse with his or her own family members. Like it or not, we are all collectively a byproduct of incest. Therefore, it is only natural that incest must be legal. Think back to your first kiss. It was probably with that one cute guy or girl in the back of your 7th period math class. Mine, however, was with my cousin at the age of 14. Alright?
I think the worst part of the whole incest talk was the fact I was made to say vivid details of my own experience.
I'll watch this later, but that's pretty fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh man, some of the people's faces. I feel like some of them just had a blank expression because they just were like, is this happening right now? I was going to say, continue talking about, really quick, what's more important right now in in our country right now, in my opinion. I think I just said that again. I'm so hot. For transgender people is, what everybody else needs, honestly, of course, is like mental health care. Like, support for transgender people is far more important right now. And like, what should I say? I don't know. I was going to say a synonym for important, but more so than transgender rights. Like, we need to like pause on that because transgender people look bad because like most of them are not doing well, and like it's really hard
mentally?
for them to try to get themselves
yeah,
to
it's
look
like,
any better when they're like fucked up.
I'm pretty sure they do have rights. It's just the conservatives trying to take those rights away.
Well, can't we just ignore them and get them the support that they need? Honestly, like just fuck them, okay?
Well, what kind of support do you mean?
Therapy, counseling, etc. Like I said, things that a lot of people do need already, but especially transgender people, especially with the suicide rate.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like the way I see it, kids should not be allowed to transition until they reach adulthood. And
No, absolutely not. And we will both say that like publicly all day, no matter how much time passes. Kids should not be allowed to fucking like.
Kids should not. They shouldn't even be put in that sort of box. If they want to, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know how to fucking. Because I know it's a thing in other cultures. I'm like, if they want to cross dress, fine, whatever. I guess they can do whatever. But
I mean, if they want to cross dress and whatever, like it's just
yeah.
clothes.
But if they want to like,
you can take clothes back off.
If
But
they
you
want to
can't.
transition, don't cut their fucking penises off.
I was about to say, like, you can't put.
That's mutilation.
It is.
When you
can't
lose
put your
it,
penis back on.
It's literally like you're losing a part of yourself. You're losing your soul, and like, I can understand you feel like you're in the wrong body. I get it. There's got to be ways to cope with it before you make such a huge decision.
But
because that's going to affect the rest of your life.
The inarguable comparison that's the same, almost the same thing. Some people think they're gay when they're in high school or middle school, but then when they grow up, they're not gay. Or the other way around. Either way.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was straight in
like
elementary and middle school.
people find themselves. Like it happens. Like you can, but when it goes from transitioning to mutilation if you feel differently later. Like you said.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. No parent should don't tell your kid that you're wrong for feeling that way. But do not bring up transitioning. Nobody should be bringing up like physical transitioning to a kid.
Absolutely not.
They shouldn't even know what that is.
I will get into a fist fight with anyone that disagrees. Kids should not be exposed to shit like that. I don't think kids should even be taught sex ed until middle school or at least high school. Like kids are not equipped to understand this shit, especially with their bodies changing and like they're getting like, fucking like puberty's kicking in.
Yeah, like in middle school, like, back when school was still like normal, when we had our I forgot if it was like 6th or 7th grade, they told us, okay, so you can use your PP to have sex with a vagina, as if you guys didn't already guess that, and you can get STDs.
But like that's part of the problem though, because lots of American
all kids
kids
need to know. That's all kids need to know.
No, but the problem is that I'm gonna sound really cringe for a second, but porn is so easily accessible that most kids already know about it before they even go to school.
Even when we were kids, though, that's why we already know. Just tell kids that STDs can be really fucking painful or permanent, and that's what they need to know. Like, why do they need to know anything else?
And also stop exposing kids to sexual shit, especially in music like rap songs. Which again, I'm gonna sound cringe, but I really wish I'm being dead serious. I wish I wasn't exposed to shit like that as a kid. I wish I kept my innocence until I got to the appropriate age. Because now I'm an adult and I'm jaded and I see everyone as fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that's
because
why
I was exposed to that shit as a kid and it like damn near traumatized me because the human body can be disgusting when you're not ready to see it. And that's all I got to say now.
Yes, and that's why a person I won't mention the name of, if you say their name, I'll just censor it, I guess. But
I'm not going to say.
We're arguing about why women should be allowed to have their titties out in public, and
what?
Look, I know that it's like that in other places.
Yeah, you know what else is like in other places? They're savages in other places.
Yeah, that's a really good argument.
They're stoning people to death in other places. We should do that too. They're fucking killing gay people in other places. That makes it okay? Oh, hell, you know it.
And I'm like, you know what?
I got nothing else to say.
And I'm like, I don't want my kid to see a cock. Like, anything that sexually arouses anyone, I don't want my kid fucking looking at. So, like,
I don't want them to even know it exists.
Just no.
I want them to think that's how they expel their bodily waste, and that's it. I don't want them to see shit that exposes them to shit like that, because that can ruin a kid. It's so hard to find innocence in the world because everyone's so exposed to shit now.
I was gonna say, before my account got fucking shadow banned, that's why I told when he asked me, like I've said before, I don't think I've said this on the podcast yet, but this kid that's like 10 asked me for advice, and he was like, there's this girl that I like. What do you think I should say to her? And then I was like, bro, honestly, dude guy, just like, you're a kid and you can like do just about whatever you want. So just like, don't even like think about girls, maybe even for a couple of years, like, or don't focus on girls, I mean, like, and just, you know, be a kid. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, don't be distracted by that stuff.
Kids, especially kids in relationships, they get hooked on people. They get, and then
and it just doesn't mean anything because, like, you're a kid. You could be doing so much more shit that's like way more fun and valuable to be doing as a kid.
If they rush to get their sexual experiences, we end up with kids that get and fucking, and then they come back years later regretting it. Like that fucking kid that got and now he has to pay child support, and he's not even out of high school yet. Well, yeah, it's okay in other countries, so we should just got it. Actually, I don't think I could say that on YouTube. Cut that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just got a little too heated. I had a gamer moment.
I had a gamer moment. Yeah, it's fair enough. But I get heated when I talk about this shit too, because like, kids should just be kids. Like the things that they tell kids at some schools, like I said, I like somebody who if I was a father.
Yeah, I got made fun of for being a gamer as a kid. But you know what? I was happier playing Sonic games as a little kid than I would be getting exposed to all sorts of bullshit in this world. And I hate that, I don't know if it's on the internet now, but Cartoon Network got hacked back in the day for one night, or maybe multiple nights. But it got hacked, and like they started showing actual porn on the channels, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, and other shit. But it was like replacing the actual Cartoon Network channel. Like the networks got switched with porn networks. So that's how I got exposed to a lot of stuff. Because like I would just be watching Cartoon Network. Yes, I was watching TV, and it just switched to some fucking porn from Cinemax. You know, the cable channels.
Dude, that's fucked.
And that's how I got exposed to shit. And I hate that because I don't know, man.
No, that is pretty fucked.
There's an appropriate age, and I was not at it. And now I'm an adult, and I fucking hate looking at the human body. Unless it's anime girls, that doesn't count.
One jump cut later. I thought it was weird that she lost her virginity, I think she said at 13, and I was like, that's really...
Yeah!
I thought that was gross.
That's fucked up! Dude,
and
no,
she said
that's...
It's because she felt pressure to do it from, like, his, like, friends.
That's the thing! That's what I'm talking about! That's exactly what I'm talking about! These kids are fucking... Oh my god. Alright, I gotta call it a night. You wanna hang up? Yeah, bye everybody.